Hey gang, it's Ron from itmasterkey.com, and my job is to help each and every one of you guys get certified. So if you've never done a test prep with me, what we do is we go through the questions, go through the answers, and as a family, we actually figure out what the answers actually are. All right. So we're not gonna waste no time. When we're straight into it, I'm gonna share my screen. You have to forgive me, if I grunt, clear my throat. I'm actually just getting over sorry, I got some tea I needed. Just getting over corona. Luckily, tested negative, everything is fine now, but for a minute I was struggling. I still got a few things lingering. But anyway, now that you give a damn about that, I'm gonna go and get straight into it. So let me share my screen and then we'll start rocking out. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you guys can see this. Hopefully it looks wonderful. But let's go ahead and get straight into it. Let's not waste any more time. All right, so Janice has been working extremely hard on a project for the last few weeks. She starts to notice that while typing, she has wrist pain. What type of keyboard may relieve the pain she experiences during typing? What do we think? So I would say ergonomic. So ergonomic is a fancy word that just means things that are set up to be comfortable for human beings, you and me, to interact with, okay? All right, you're looking to upgrade your current HDD. You want to improve the speed of your operating system in all applications. What type of drive would be best for you? So I'm going to say an SSD. Hopefully you guys agree. So a solid state drive has no moving parts, and it'll allow you to access your operating system and everything else and the functions inside your operating system very quickly, okay? All right, you're looking to upgrade your current HDD. We just talked about this. Oh, hold on. Oh, you were looking to upgrade your current HDD. You want to improve the speed of your operating system in all applications. What type of drive would be the worst for you? What do we think? What would be the worst? All right. Hopefully you guys said PATA. So PATA is an older version of the original version, and that's not going to improve the speed of your operating system and the applications. Okay, CDs, DVDs, and Blu-rays should be put into the, come on gang, y'all are super smart. I know y'all know the answer to this. So what do you think? Very good, the optical drive. So gang, this lecture, this get together that we having is free of charge, except you got to like this video and you got to subscribe. That is the entry fee, okay? Real cheap. Next one. You want to play the new Warzone Warriors game on your PC. All the gaming websites are raving about how amazing the graphics are. So which of the following components are most important for the game to function properly? What do we think? So I would say what would be most important for it to function properly. That's one thing that we got to do when we're inside the actual testing center, is that we got to make sure that we pay attention to that. So what would be most important would probably be the video card, because if your video card isn't up to snuff, the monitor isn't going to work. It's probably going to shut down. So I would say your video card. All right. So some people may ask, where the hell are these questions coming from? What is this? Every question that you see on this video is questions that I've made up myself. And these are all part of the additional practice exams that are inside of the 0 to IT Hero bundle that students are enrolling in. You can enroll in right now, depending on when this was recorded. I'm not going to say, how much it costs, but it's affordable. We got students over there getting certified right now. And A+ is a part of the bundle. Anyway, Liam has been studying at the local coffee shop for several hours. He wants to finish one more chapter when his laptop starts to get dim. What's the first thing Liam should do? So what do we think? Now, this one is one of those where it could be several different answers, right? A few of these look like it should be right. So what I'm going to say is turn up the brightness settings. Let's see if that's right or if that's wrong. Bam. So the first thing you should do is check the battery status icon, right? Even though I made a lot of these questions, or all of these damn questions, sometimes I even get them wrong, right? And now looking back at it, that makes the most sense. So just make sure that when you're in the box, you don't jump the gun like I just did, and just make sure that the shit that makes sense, right? You just got to make sure that that's what will make the most sense. Instead of just turning up the brightness, look and see if the battery icon is saying, hey man, plug into AC power and stuff like that, okay? All right, all the data stored on RAM modules are considered what? All the data that is stored on your RAM is considered what? I'm gonna try and tough it out, gang, but I don't know how long I'm gonna be with you. But while I'm here, I'm gonna do my best. So all the stuff that's on RAM is considered volatile, right? Volatile just basically means that when the device loses power, when the PC loses power, everything that's stored on RAM is erased, okay? Okay, all the data stored on RAM modules are considered a viable duplex. Is that true or false? True or false? I'm going to say false. So that's not true, obviously, but on the actual exam, just to give you guys a little bit of clarity, there is no true or false questions, right? So this is just something to throw at you, just something, a little bit of a curveball. But on the actual exam, there is nada, zero, no true and false. All right. The central processing unit controls the processing completed within a device. If the CPU has a large amount of processes to complete, it may start to get extremely hot. To avoid damage to the CPU and motherboard, a PC will blank when it overheats. What will it do? What's the safeguard that a PC may have that would ensure that the damn computer doesn't blow up? Hopefully you guys said it would shut down. So that's like a fail-safe for the CPU, so it doesn't overheat, so it doesn't melt, so it doesn't break everything. All right, gang, so we 10 questions in. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you share it with anybody who may benefit from it. Also, if you're looking for training, head over itmastery.com. 0 to IT Hero bundle is enrolling right now. Okay, what type of flat panel display uses liquid crystals. I can't even talk. One more time. What type of flat panel display uses liquid crystals in its primary form of operation? So, acronyms. If we know what acronyms stand for, that would make this question a lot easier, right? So on the actual exam, there's going to be a lot of acronyms. LCD stands for liquid crystal display. If you didn't know that, that would make this a lot harder, right? Okay. OLED use natural light, so a backlight is unnecessary. Is that true or is that false? So this is talking about displays. Is this true or is this false? Believe it or not, gang, this is absolutely true. And remember, on the actual exam, no true or false, no true or false. OLEDs do not use natural light, so a backlight is necessary. If you get this wrong, shame on you. This would be false, right? So this is kind of like the same question, but just with a little twist on it. So don't go too quick, okay? You are a security analyst for the Lock Corp. You're given a security awareness training for senior partners in the company. One partner asks, what's a best practice when it comes to using webcams? How should you respond? What's a best practice? What's something that everybody should do when they're using a webcam? So I would say the best thing would be to turn off and cover when not in use, because you don't want nobody to hijack it. You don't want, for you to finish a meeting and you start discussing or saying how you really feel about the people in the meeting, and the damn webcam is still on. So you want to make sure that you turn it off and cover it when it's not in use, right? So an inverter relates mostly to the laptop screen. Is that true or is that false? That would be absolutely true, because the inverter is inside of the laptop screen. All right. Malika has a huge presentation that she's been preparing for months. When the time comes for her to present, she notices that what's displayed on her screen isn't being projected. The projector is only displaying a blue screen. She checks all cables to ensure proper connection, restarts her laptop and the projector, and still has the same issue. What should she try next? Gang, make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe, and share with anybody who can benefit. All right, so most likely she just needs to cycle through the projector modes, right? She probably has it going from the wrong source. That's why it's not actually projecting onto the wall or onto the screen. All right, so the size and the shape of a computer tower is called what would be the technical term for the size and the shape? So the technical term for the size and the shape would be the form factor, okay? Thunderbolt is proprietary to what manufacturer? So proprietary basically means that you can only use this software, this hardware with a certain manufacturer. So Thunderbolt is proprietary to what manufacturer? Apple. Very good. Too easy. Perfect. Okay, DDR4 is 4 times faster than DDR. Is that true or is that false? That is true. Too easy. Now, if you get this wrong, just turn your computer off and go take a nap. It's over with. So DDR4 is 4 times slower than DDR. Is that true or is that false? That would be false. All right, what is the equivalent of a Windows administrator account in a Linux machine? So the equivalent of a Windows administrator account in a Linux machine would be a root account. It would be a root account. All right. So we're 21 questions in, and we have 15 minutes. So we're doing pretty good so far. Okay, what is the, can we just, I guess, what is the equivalent of a root account in a Microsoft machine? What do we think? What is the equivalent of a root account in a Microsoft machine? All right, so I think it's an admin account. Hopefully you guys think the same. All right. Each user who wishes to access a Windows computer will need a login ID, referred to as a, don't think too hard on this one. Perfect, a user account. Easy, easy, easy. All right, Ronald uses a computer that has all of the functionality needed to complete all the tasks needed for his job. This type of computer is traditionally known as a what? So I'm going to say a thick client. Hopefully I'm right. All right, so a thick client basically, just like it says, it does whatever you need it to do, it's going to do it. A thin client is a little bit more hyper focused. And I'll be, why can't I talk, man? Am I okay? And then a thin client could just do hyper focused stuff, right? It can only do things like a check-in kiosk, or when you go to a restaurant, they got that little order menu thing. You can do just that stuff. You can't get on the internet. You can't do nothing extra. As opposed to a thick client, you can do literally whatever you need to do. Okay. Okay, so what type of workstation is described below? Configured to support design, engineering, and other design-driven jobs. High CPU, high GPU, and RAM requirements. Has fast storage and retrieval also needed. So SSDs are commonly used. What type of workstation is described below? Out of those options, what do we think would need a good CPU, a great GPU, high RAM requirements, fast storage, and SSDs are commonly used? Most likely, it's going to be a graphic design workstation because that's really intensive on the CPU and the GPU. You want to make sure that you can retrieve stuff really fast. So I'm going to say a graphic design workstation. All right, gang. So we're 25 questions in. If you haven't liked this video, shame on you. Like it right now. Another thing, this and all of the previous videos with test prep is brought to you by the Zero to IT Hero program, which includes 4 of the most coveted certifications in the game. So you can ITF Plus, A Plus, Net Plus, and Security Plus, as well as additional Microsoft training, as well as a one-on-one accountability coach, as well as the actual vouchers to take the exam. So literally like the name, we take you from zero, from nada, all the way to getting you the certifications that's going to get you in the IT, getting a higher paying job than you have right now. Sound good? Good. Link in the description. What type of workstation is described below? Allows single computer, the host, to run multiple guest OSs or VMs. So I'm running out of tea, which means I'm about to run out of motivation, gang. So, but I'm going to try and rock out with a few more. So I'm going to say that this would be a virtualization workstation. VM stands for virtual machine. Bam, too easy. All right, so what type of workstation is described? A PC used in place of consumer appliances such as a PVR to watch and record TV broadcasts and play movies and music. So we got a bunch of acronyms. So what do we think is the answer? So HTPC, right? HTPC stands for home theater PC. So that's most likely the answer. All right. If you get this wrong, once again, just tap out, man. Go, being a janitor, it's nothing wrong with being a janitor or a damn fry cook, or whatever, checking out groceries. There's no shame in that. But what does HTPC stand for? Very good. Home theater, personal computer. All right, of the following, what most likely would be most important to users of a home server? What out of those would be most important if people are running a home server? All right, so I would say with Netflix, Hulu, and all this other crazy stuff, the most important thing would probably out of those would probably be internet speeds, right? You want to have fast internet speeds so you can stream your favorite shows and stuff and not have no interruptions. Okay, Larry wants to save as much paper as possible. He believes the best way to accomplish this is to print on both sides. He must ensure that the printer blank settings are turned on. Out of those options, what should he pick? Very good. So duplex. So if you have the duplex settings on, it's going to print on both sides, which would not waste a lot of paper. Lena notices black particles all over the printer in her office. She believes the particles are residual toner. What would be the best way for her to clean the particles and get rid of the particles? Let's think about this for a minute. So make sure after you finish this test prep that you run through the A+ playlist. There's literally, 100 damn videos about A+ stuff. We got practice tests. And then when you're really ready, to go to the next level, go ahead and head over to itmasterkey.com and get in this program where we're literally certifying people every day. So I would say none of these would be a good idea. So the reason I say that is because the rubbing alcohol is going to smear the black stuff everywhere. A wet wipe is going to smear the black stuff everywhere. Canned air is just going to blow it all over you and all over everywhere else. Okay. So I would say the best thing to probably do would probably get a toner vacuum and suck it up and get it off of the printer. Jen notices black particles. Damn, I gave y'all the answer, but it's okay. Jen notices black particles all over the printer in her office. She believes the particles are residual toner. What would be the best way for her to clean the particles and get rid of all the particles? Gave you the answer. It would be a toner vacuum, which is literally a vacuum specifically for sucking up toner. Lola just finished her report and would like to print it out. She presses print and then goes to the printer to find no print jobs. She repeats this process and nothing prints out. She checks all cables, toner levels, and paper trays. What's the next thing she should do? What's the very next thing she should do? So I would say, since she did all that other stuff, to make sure she's actually printing to the right printer. I think that's what the next thing she should do. All right, gang. So after this video, make sure that you Look in the description below for our A+ playlist. We got a bunch of these kind of videos to help you guys get certified. If you are looking for training that is actually getting people a bunch of certifications, got one-on-one mentoring, got the vouchers for the exam, got everything that you need to do what you need to do. Link in the description. Other than that, I'm going to see you in class. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a good day.